For 20 long years, the house on the corner of Willow Street held a silence heavier than stone. It looked like any other home: white fences, a trimmed garden, and windows that caught the sunlight in a gentle glow. But inside, behind closed doors, lay a secret buried so deep that even time itself struggled to keep it hidden. This is the story of Sarah, a woman whose quiet life was about to be shattered by a truth she never imagined. Sarah grew up believing her family was like any other. Her father, Richard, was a man of discipline, known for his stern but caring nature. Her mother, Emily, was gentle, the kind of woman who carried warmth in her eyes even during the hardest times. For Sarah, childhood was filled with laughter in the backyard, birthday candles, and bedtime stories. But there was always something, an emptiness she couldn't quite explain. A question mark that followed her into adulthood. When she turned 35, Sarah received a letter in the mail. The handwriting was unfamiliar, shaky, as though written by trembling hands. The letter read, "The truth has been waiting for you. Look inside the old oak chest in the attic. There you will find what was kept from you for 20 years." Her heart pounded. Who had written this? The letter was unsigned, no return address, only those haunting words. For hours, she debated whether to ignore it. But curiosity, mixed with fear, pulled her toward the attic she had avoided for years. Dust filled the air as she climbed the wooden steps. In the corner sat the chest, old, scarred, with rusted hinges that squealed when she touched them. Inside, wrapped in faded cloth, were photographs, letters, and documents. Her hands trembled as she picked up the first photograph. It was her mother, Emily, holding a newborn baby. But something was strange. The date scribbled on the back was 1 year before Sarah's recorded birth. The next photo showed her father Richard, standing beside another woman. A woman Sarah had never seen before, yet she looked uncannily familiar. Sarah's chest tightened. Who was this woman? Why was her father with her? And why did she look like Sarah herself? The letters gave the answer she wasn't ready to face. They revealed that Sarah had a twin sister, born minutes before her, but taken away under mysterious circumstances. Her parents had never spoken of it. The sister's name was Lily. Sarah's hands shook as tears blurred her vision. For all these years, she had lived unaware that someone with her blood, her face, her soul, had been out there, separated, hidden, forgotten. But why? Why would her parents hide something so enormous? When she confronted her mother, Emily's face turned pale. With a heavy sigh, she whispered, "We did it to protect you." Sarah demanded answers, her voice breaking. Emily revealed that Lily had been taken by Richard's business partner, a dangerous man who had threatened to destroy their family if they exposed the truth. To keep Sarah safe, they agreed never to speak of Lily again. But secrets have a way of clawing back to the surface. Emily admitted she had tried for years to track Lily, but every trail went cold. The guilt had haunted her every day. Sarah couldn't sleep. Her heart ached for the sister she never knew. Days turned into restless nights as she searched old records, online databases, and contacted private investigators. Until one evening, a message arrived in her inbox. It read, "If you want to know about Lily, come to the abandoned train station tomorrow at midnight." The fear was real, but so was the pull of destiny. She went, her footsteps echoing against the crumbling walls of the station. A shadow emerged from the darkness. It was a woman, her face almost a mirror of Sarah's. The world seemed to stop as the two locked eyes. Sarah whispered, trembling, "Lily." The woman nodded, tears streaming down her cheeks. "I've waited for this moment my whole life." The embrace that followed was not just of two sisters, but of two souls torn apart and finally reunited. But Lily's story was far from a fairy tale. She revealed she had been raised in secrecy, told lies about her family, and made to believe she was abandoned. Her life had been filled with struggle, loneliness, and anger toward the parents she thought had deserted her. The reunion brought both joy and pain. They were finally together, yet decades of lost memories stood between them. Sarah promised she would not let the past steal any more time. She took Lily home, determined to face Richard, the father who had kept this truth buried. The confrontation was explosive. Richard, now older and frail, confessed the darkest part of the story. He admitted he had made a deal out of fear, trading Lily's safety for the security of his business and reputation. "I thought I was protecting both of you," he said, his voice breaking. But Sarah's fury could not be calmed. "You stole 20 years from us," she cried. Emily wept, Richard bowed his head, and Lily stood silently, the scars of her stolen childhood etched on her face. Yet, despite the pain, the sisters chose forgiveness. They knew anger would only chain them to the past. The truth had finally come out, and though it broke their hearts, it also set them free. From that day forward, Sarah and Lily rebuilt what was lost. They celebrated birthdays together, shared stories late into the night, and became inseparable. Their parents carried the weight of guilt, but the sisters carried hope, the hope that even the deepest secrets, once revealed, can lead to healing. And so, the truth hidden for 20 years finally came out, not to destroy, but to remind us all that family, no matter how broken, can find its way back to love.